We talk about how cute pregnancy is and how you have that glow and all of that. Baby, what about the days you wake up and the glow is greasy? You upset, you mad, you don't know why you mad because those hormones are raging. Mother is serving a little bit of face today. Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back. Today, we're talking about those untold truths about pregnancy and what nobody prepares you for. And y'all know one thing about over here, we gonna talk about the truth. So whether you're expecting, planning, or just plain curious and don't want no babies at all, today's video will uncover the real, raw, and surprising aspects of pregnancy that are not talked about enough. From unexpected body changes to emotional roller coasters. I'm here to share my personal experience and expertise to help you navigate this like a pro. The good, the bad, and the ugly of this incredible journey. And my experience ain't everybody else's experience. So please share with us some of the things you wish people would have told you about pregnancy as well. Some of the things that you think don't get discussed enough. All items I recommend to talk about are down below in the description. Let's go. I'm going to just say this. I don't care what nobody says, especially not even me. When you say you think you're ready for pregnancy and you actually get pregnant, there is definitely a moment where you're like, oh crap, am I really ready for this? And I don't care how you've been preparing, because if y'all remember my story, I went through IVF, which failed, and we conceived 2 weeks later. Now, let me say this, even though I knew this is what we wanted, dang near 40, settled in my career, happy, home owning, married, I still was like, wow, this is happening for the good and the bad. You're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about how you're going to be able to help and aid in a child's upbringing. Not only that, you're thinking about statistics. As a Black woman, I know that we don't always fare well when it comes to our childbirthing processes. We're not often heard. We're not often taken seriously. I wanted to make sure this was a smooth process. Now, granted that I was given more information and I had a wonderful medical team and I trusted the process, it still is nerve-wracking. And because you don't know the end result, it is very scary. And so a lot of times when you think you're ready and that test result tells you it's coming, there's still a very, very different feeling. And sometimes that feeling is happiness, but also nervousness about what is to come. And a lot of people don't talk about that feeling. For a lot of us, we might go through a process where we want to tell everyone, but no one at all. And what I mean is I kept that very near and dear to us for a while. I really didn't even announce my pregnancy until I was good and showing. I was almost 18 weeks. And the reason for that was because I wanted to protect that baby. I wanted to protect my body, my mind, my spirit, and my husband and my household. And the reason why I say that is because as soon as you announce you're pregnant, get ready for all of the flooding of information and the thoughts and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And even though you might be educated and know your things and be prepared, people just feel the need to tell you or force things on you. They want to start talking about everything else. I mean, the minute some people knew that we had conceived, they wanted to ask if we planned on having another one. Well, let's get this one here first, okay? And at that time, I was nervous because laws were changing, things were happening. I kept thinking, what if something's going on with the baby? What's going on? When you're over 35, you often are considered high risk. You're always considered high risk because you're considered a geriatric pregnancy. Now, I'm not offended by that at all. It was actually working to my benefit because I was able to see my baby often, meaning that I had to go to the doctor like every 2 to 3 weeks to get ultrasounds, to get the baby looked at, to know that the baby was healthy and good, blood tests, other things. And also I chose at that time to not even know the gender of my baby because, again, I wanted to really cherish the moment and take time to really treasure just being a blessing to this body that was mine, where the baby was growing. And the reason why is because I didn't want to put gender expectations on my child. I didn't want other people to put gender expectations on my child. And I even had people say, well, why don't you want to know? Like, they were angry with me for not knowing so they could know. Okay. And they wanted to be able to say, well, this, if you're going to have a girl, you're going to do this. And if you have a boy, you'll have this. And then other people wanted to guess what I was having. The thing was, I wanted to make sure that that decision of sharing I was in control of. There's so little you're in control of with pregnancy, no matter what your age is, that you need to make sure you're protecting yourselves in ways that maybe you don't think about. And sometimes having people's eyes on you, evil eyes, and not being prepared for that spiritually, also having people feeding into you fear and other tactics may not be the best for you in your life and your setup. So therefore, make sure that you're protecting yourself. We don't talk about that enough, but mentally, spiritually, physically, all of that, protect you. You might become more stressed, wanting to nest, and nervous about every little thing. My anxiety was through the roof and still is. I do have postpartum anxiety. And even during pregnancy, my level of anxiety, which I already have a heightened level, was heightened even more. I kept thinking about my abilities to be a good mother and my abilities to succeed in all of my new roles. Not only that, I had to think about what's the after with my baby and how am I going to prepare for her. And at the time, I didn't know she was her. I was always thinking about how to design the room, how to design our home, how to make sure things would be safe, how to ensure that I wasn't bringing people in and out of the home, that Sean wasn't either, and that we were working together to create an environment that would be open and refreshing for our family. And not only that, we wanted to make sure that we were praying together, giving great vibes. We even had our home blessed. We had a lot of things in order to help us to nest into our home and give the best to our child. And that's where Ritual also came in, and they're the sponsor of this portion of today's video. I hope y'all have heard of Ritual because I've talked about them before. They offer a variety of multivitamins, protein powders, and other supplements made from simple, high-quality ingredients. I've been enjoying their stress relief, which is an all-in-one stress support. It's a once daily supplement designed to reduce stress, promote positive mood, and support the body's natural cortisol response with first of its kind BioSeries technology to provide instant and extended 8-hour relief. It contains a trio of clinically studied ingredients. It includes Shodan ashwagandha, clinically studied to support normal cortisol levels and reduce stress, suntheanine, L-theanine to provide quick stress relief within an hour and a non-drowsy sense of calm, and saffron is saffron to promote a positive mood and reduce stress. Y'all, I just incorporated into my morning routine and it just releases over the course of 8 hours to provide all day support. And y'all, the nice refreshing scent is a plus. I noticed that it works fast for me and it helps with my sense of calm and relaxation. And there's a big opposite difference for mornings that I don't take it. Studies have shown that with repeated use up to 12 weeks, ingredients are shown to reduce stress over time. And get this, it's subscription based, so it's delivered monthly automatically with my other Ritual products. Speaking of their other products, they also have amazing daily vitamins and the Symbiotic Plus, which is a prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic combo. It supports a balanced gut microbiome and digestive health. For 25% off your first order of Ritual, go to www.ritual.com/drnina25. Thanks to Ritual again for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Something that people don't talk about is you think even more about the person that you procreated with, whether or not you're married. Sometimes you don't know a person until certain situations happen. That's why when people start talking about vetting and doing all that stuff, you don't know people until certain situations, myself included. Sometimes there's things in life that you cannot prepare for. And one thing is childbirth. You don't know how that's going to change the person you're with or who you're not with. And I say that with all due respect. Life is life. And me being a clinical professional, I know that things happen to people all the time that they have not prepared for. And so it's okay for you to think carefully about who you have procreated with. You should do it beforehand. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. There's some indicators of people that are not dependable, that are not there for your best interest, that have not really truly been intimate with you. And I'm not talking about sexually, I'm talking about the full package. And so for me, I had to think about, if things continue well, how do we become a great dynamic of three? How do we allow God to join us as three now? How is that going to change us? Because both of us, this is our first child. So how is that going to change us? And I was thinking about my body changing, my hormones changing, my life changing, and my husband also becoming a father as well as this husband. We're newly married. So therefore, all of those things can change. And here's the other thing. I had to think about the negatives too. What if things don't work out? Do I trust this person to be a co-parent? Do I trust this person to have my child without my view? Absolutely. Now, for me, happen to be blessed with that. I thank God every day. That's not a brag at all. I'm just saying it doesn't happen for everyone that way. I'm a product of adoption. I'm sure people don't go around just thinking they're going to give their children up for adoption, but it happens. It's life. So therefore, I really, really, really will tell you that expect as soon as you get those results and as soon as you move further into their pregnancy, a big question will be, did I procreate correctly? Do I have the right person in my corner? And if I don't, what am I going to do? It's okay to think about it. Motherhood might not come easy to you. Everybody like to sit up here and talk about how, everyone is, you're born a mother and blah, blah, blah. That's why I'm not going to get into politics. I don't listen to that foolery because everybody is not born as a mother. Not everybody wants to be a mother. And it don't come naturally to everyone. It still don't come naturally to me. I'm going to be the best mother to Hunter. And I know that because God has blessed me with her and it's blessed me with the journey that I've had. But I don't think that there was one playbook that could have gotten me ready. And that's why you have to consider the treasure of the tribe that you build, because there's going to be other people that can help you to reach your level of motherhood and what's going to be best for you. And baby, nobody will tell you about the nausea with or without vomiting, because I was one of those people without vomiting. Through my whole pregnancy, I only vomited one time, but I was nauseated for many months, okay? And I almost felt like I would rather vomit than to walk around and be nauseated all the time. I mean, the smells, coffee threw me off, baby. I was about to go off on my husband because he was making coffee. It smelled so bad, like a skunk. And still to this day, it has changed my smell for hot coffee. I could drink cold coffee like a champ, but I cannot take no hot coffee. Baby, that baby changed all of that, okay? And I will tell you right now, people don't talk about the hyperemesis gravidarum. Well, a lot of times women will get constant nausea and vomiting to where they sometimes even have to take medication as they continue on in their pregnancy in order to be able to stop vomiting or feel sick or nauseous. It's a real thing. And a lot of people will talk about morning sickness, baby. It's all day. It's all day. All day. You go to sleep and you like, it can't go away. That's not this. We gonna do this today. Like seriously. And it can permanently change your taste buds, the way your smells are set up, and everything for the future. Let's talk a little bit about irregularity, constipation, and hemorrhoids. I ain't ashamed because baby, ain't nobody talking about it like they should. I thought I was a real regular person, taking my vitamins, doing good. But when little Hunter was in the body, she wanted to decide that I wasn't going to be able to go. Them hormones wasn't allowing it. So therefore, we got a taste of hemorrhoids. And I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. We grown, okay? I told y'all I keeps it real over here. So not only are you carrying a human being and feeling like an alien is inside of you, you're also uncomfortable from nausea, possibly other things. And then you can't even go. And then when you try to go, if you know, you know. A lot of times we don't talk about what it takes to produce that regularity, how you have to change your diet. Think about the things that you're putting into your body and also what might naturally happen, even with all of the perfect parameters. Even when I went to my doctors about it, one thing they were like is, yeah, that's a side effect. Okay. You can do everything you can, drink as much water as you can. There's a lot of medications that you cannot take because it could harm the baby. So you can't take a colon cleanser or some other things. You got to wait it out. Okay. So one thing that people do not talk about is how that irregularity is a cyclical circle of violence. Okay. Because when you're irregular, you become constipated, and constipation can turn to you bearing down and hemorrhoids. Literally. Don't be getting pregnant for nobody that ain't nobody. I learned quickly that bouncing back is relative. I worked out well before my pregnancy, during my pregnancy, and now after my pregnancy. Now, what I found for me is weight is coming off slowly. But the first time I lost over 100 pounds, so did that. Okay. My body is not going to do anything superhuman now, even though I've superhumanly given birth. And I've been patient through this whole process. Now, it annoys me sometimes because sometimes I feel different within my body, but I even feel a sense of calm and recovery that is helping me a lot from just taking time to relearn where I am now. Y'all, I went running the other day. This the reality. And my feet felt like 2 cement blocks. Now, I'm a big runner. I don't run a full marathon, 26.2 miles. I was used to dusting off 5 miles pretty quickly. Now, to go from that to having cement feet, woo. So the bounce back is not really a bounce back. It's a going forward because your body will never be the same. But also, you're learning a lot about the new body that you have, how to love it, take care of it, and take your time. This body has done a whole lot. And while you are with child, you want to make sure that you're considering that. And your doctor would most likely let you know if you're gaining too much weight. Y'all, carpal tunnel is a beast. Now, I know people that have carpal tunnel without pregnancy. My carpal tunnel started because of pregnancy. As of like the second month of pregnancy, my hands started to cramp up. I couldn't sleep certain ways. I literally was in pain because the water comes around the joints, causing your hands to cramp and swell sometimes. I had to wear night braces, and I'm going to link the ones that I used. My mother actually gave me some as well because she's had surgery for carpal tunnel. But I will tell y'all, it was some of the most painful feelings. My own OBGYN went through that with her pregnancy as well. And she told me to wear the braces and, take Tylenol as I could, as minimally as possible. But y'all, my thumbs would even get jammed. And I have to be able to type. I edit videos. I also do stuff with my university work and my work as a clinician. It was terribly tough. But I tell you what, I made it through it. And it did subside. After about 2 months after pregnancy, it started coming down. And now I'm closer to back to normal. But my hands will never be the same. Boobs of Fire. And let me tell y'all, this is probably the way that I should have known that I was pregnant. Because one day I started showering and my chest was so sore. But my period did not come. Okay. And when I tell y'all, the shower hitting my chest was like lava. Do you hear me? And through my whole pregnancy, my chest was so sensitive, and it's still so sensitive because I did the weeks of breastfeeding and I still pump milk. So y'all, when I tell you the boobs of fire are real, and that was something that I don't think people talk about enough. I think they talk about your boobs being sensitive. And mind you, I was blessed with a troop of breastfeeding mamas and a wonderful lactation consultant and even chiropractor. But when I tell y'all, nothing can prepare you for the sensitivity that goes on with your breasts to your boobs and your nipples. You don't want nobody touching them, looking at them, nothing. Okay. It is definitely a feeling that is reserved for that baby being in your body. And as a woman who's had one of the hardest chest surgeries, a breast reduction, I would say that still was in a close running for that pain. Moodiness, baby. We talk about how cute pregnancy is and how you have that glow and all of that. Baby, what about the days you wake up and the glow is greasy? Okay. And not only that, you upset, you mad, you don't know why you mad because those hormones are raging. I had a couple behind the door discussions with my doctor, my therapist, and other people. Sometimes you don't know where the feelings and the rush of emotions are coming from. You're changing, mama. Everything is changing for you. Your world is changing. Your thought process is changing. Your work is changing. Your priorities are changing. That's a lot to handle. And your body, too. Whew, my belly hadn't been that big since I had been over 100 pounds heavier. I used to sit on the couch, be happy, sad, crying, laughing, then wanting to talk, then didn't want to talk. It was odd. And God bless my husband. God bless the man because he done seen the mountaintop and he done seen the valleys low. But you gotta have the real ones in your corner during that time because you ain't gonna be always the most pleasant to be around just because you're pregnant. There's also that temporary and permanent change in shoe size for some of us. And I was one of those people who feet got bigger, but it took a while to come back down, baby. After I gave birth and I put some shoes on, I was like, You learn that your body can permanently change from this. The feet are another reminder. And the shoes that you was wearing before might not be the shoes you're wearing later. Okay. So my tennis shoes, even now, even though my feet seem to be back to their normal size, I still get them about a half size bigger, just so that I have the space in the room just in case my feet start swelling again. You just never know. Another thing I don't think gets discussed enough is the extreme tiredness. I didn't believe it until pregnancy that I could be that tired. I would be upset with myself because y'all, I would sit on the couch like, oh, I'm just going to sit here for a second. Would turn into a whole slumber, would be knocked out for 3 or more hours just from sitting on the couch. I mean, body was so tired. And that should have been an indicator too that I was pregnant because I literally was sleeping way more. And even now, I can sleep way more than I used to. And I'm more tired than I used to be. Now, some can say that's age and all of that, but I think there's other factors. And I definitely feel like pregnancy changed that for me. And even if you are an energy bug like me, you still may take a hit. With my workouts, with other things, I just didn't have the push that I normally do. And now it's starting to come back slowly but surely. And my baby just turned 8 months old. So it takes time. All right, y'all. I hope today's video has been beneficial for y'all. It's a lot of untold truths that we don't talk about with pregnancy. I don't know if we are nervous about scaring people out of wanting to be pregnant. I just prefer to share my knowledge. Please share with us yours as well. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace.